Let's talk about picture quality and audio quality on this double feature of Criminally Insane and Satan's Black Wedding. Hey guys, Michael here from the Shameless Picture Show. As I said, this is part 2 of my review for Criminally Insane and Satan's Black Wedding, 2 films by Nick Millard. So, let's talk about it a little bit. So, Criminally Insane was shot by a cinematographer by the name of Kirill Ostman. And unfortunately, there's very little information around about the filming of this film. So I have to mostly use what I can find in the back of this Vinegar Syndrome box. So I can tell you these movies were shot on 16mm, and these films were restored in 4K from their 16mm camera reversal elements. And I can tell you that Criminally Insane was theatrically framed at a 1.37 to 1 aspect ratio, which this disc recreates. Unfortunately, there was no information about Satan's Black Wedding, but I can tell you, once again, 16mm, and it was theatrically framed at a 1.85 to 1 aspect ratio. So I can't talk about the specifics of these, but I can tell you, these films were floating around for a while on YouTube. You can go watch Criminally Insane on YouTube, but I don't recommend you do it because it looks horrendous. The black levels are completely crushed, and there's big chunky grain, skin tones are out of whack. This disc looks incredible. There's actually a lot of subtlety to the cinematography in Criminally Insane and Satan's Black Wedding, and if you watch these on a less than version, you're gonna miss out on all this great detail and all this great atmosphere. So I can tell you, since even though I don't have much to compare it to, these are guaranteed to be the best these films have ever looked and probably will ever look. On top of that, both films are presented with a DTS HD mono soundtrack, and I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary that sounded bad. I actually thought there was a lot of nice fidelity. Dialogue came through very clear, as did music, and they sound very serviceable for a low-budget film from this time period. But the reason you want to pick this up is there's so many great special features. So on top of having commentary tracks from Nick Millard on both films, they also have on Criminally Insane a commentary track with Millie DeCherico. She used to host the TCM Underground programming, and she is phenomenal when it comes to these commentary tracks. On top of that, Satan's Black Wedding has a commentary track by Brian Albright, who wrote a book on regional filmmaking from 1958 to 1990. That's definitely a book I'm going to have to pick up. So not only do you get commentary tracks with the director, but you get it with some experts as well. And there's also a featurette on here about Vinegar Syndrome saving and restoring Nick Millard's filmography, and that's awesome. On top of all of that, there's also a very long extended interview with Stephen Thrower, the film historian, where he talks about Nick Millard's filmography. So if you're new to his films like I am, this is the disc to buy. It's a great place to begin. I highly recommend it. So if you like what I'm doing, guys, I very much appreciate you if you hit that subscribe button, and I'll talk to you next time.